Now that you have spent a lot of time creating and designing and running your experiment, it's time to make a presentation for it. This PowerPoint will give you some tips on what we are looking for what an excellent board looks like. First of all, it is very, very important that you are always referring to your grade sheet. This shows how everything will be graded. You can see how many points everything is worth. Just because you got a 5 out of 5 when you submitted it on Schoology does not mean you will get full credit for it on the final project unless you make your revisions. So revise things first. After you've revised things, then you want to make sure everything looks the way you want them to look, including the same fonts, same colors, and then you may print. There is a checklist in the back of your packet that includes all the things that will be graded on your science fair board. Please use the checklist to make sure that you include everything you need on your board. If you don't include an item on your board, then you will not get credit for it. Make sure you have a plan. Stop before you glue. Make sure everything fits. Boards look better when you have a background behind each piece of computer paper. Make sure you have some photos or pictures of the props that you used or the things that you used to experiment with, and make sure your layout makes sense. For example, your results don't go first. You want to start with what we started with, which was the question. And finally, is it aesthetically pleasing? Does it look good to other people? Here are a couple examples of boards that could be better. You can see in the first one on the left here that it's all white. Everything's printed. You can see they have great titles on things, but everything blends into the background because it's all white. This one, again, it's red on red, and things are a little disorganized. They do have a couple images and pictures, but overall, it's not that great. This one is better, but there's still room for improvement. This is a classic case of gluing before they planned things out. All of the things that are on their board are kind of smushed at the bottom. It's not spaced out evenly. They were struggling to figure out how to get things to fit. Here are examples of really great boards. You can see that they are organized, they are neat, everything has titles, things are in the correct order, there's lots of pictures, and it's easy to follow. These boards are also excellent. I especially like this because you can see very clearly what each section is all about. Finally, here's one more. Again, everything's in the correct order. It looks good. It's neat. So make sure, let's review. We want to include all the required sections. The content comes first. 75 out of 100 points is the content. Only 25 points out of 100 is how it looks. Make sure you have titles on every piece of paper. Look at your colors, look at your pictures. Create a catchy overall title if you'd like. When you actually present things and set things up, you may want to include some of the actual things you used in your experiment. And be creative.